Hey everybody, Dr. Plasker here. Excited to be with you talking about visit 2, day 2, commitment day. Hey, and it's not always commitment day. We'll talk about that in a minute, but it's commitment day. I want to review with you some of the forms that CAs that you're going to be handing out, that you're going to be giving to your people. Remember, at the end of the first visit, you gave them the which type of care flyer. You gave them a couple of articles. You could staple it together. You direct them to your website. That's on the bottom of the form, and say, hey, go spend some time on our site. We have some very unique, valuable insights for you so that you can make good choices for yourself and your family and get the best results from the care. And so that's what you're doing at the end of the first visit. They come in here on their second visit, which in very much a lot of cases is commitment day. And so they come in, you greet them, you ask them if they read the folder, if they went through it. CAs, this is very important. If they say no, they did not, then you say to them, why don't you take a minute, the forms, why don't you take a minute to review those forms now? Here it is again. You give it to them again, the which type of care flyer. The doctor's going to go over this with you on your next appointment, on your appointment right now when you go back to see him or her. And so they read the which type of care flyer, and then they go back into the room. Prior to them coming in for that visit, CAs and or doctors, you're going to spend time filling out the folder. So you're going to put in the 3 times a week, the once a week, the depends on your lifestyle care, what their segments are. You're going to check off what applies. You're going to circle and highlight all the ways they got subluxated, making sure that you got the indications there that cover chronicity, longevity, and performance. It's built into this whole thing, so you don't have to circle everything. It's just a part of the package. But on the causes of subluxation, you want to make sure that you have found things in the history form. We talked about that on the last call, where you're going through and you're checking off the history that relates to the chronicity so that they know that their problem in their nervous system and their spine is not just about how they're feeling in this current moment. That's so important. And then you'll notice the package is beautiful, everything matches, and you'll review it with them so that they get it. And then you sit down with the patient and you set yourself up in an area inside your practice where it's comfortable, where you're sitting knee to knee, your posture is doctorly, you're authoritative, you're sitting up straight, you're compassionate, but you're authoritative, not like a bossy person, but you are speaking with authority. Because you are the doctor, you are the chiropractor, you are the healthcare provider that is about to change this person's life, and you have a very important message to share with them, and you're going to take them through this story that for many of them, if you're doing the pre-day 1 education the way they teach you, they're going to stop you in the middle and they're going to say, you know what, I got it, Dr. Plasker, I got it, Dr. Jones, and it just tell me what this means to me. And they're literally, the better you get at all the things that we're doing, the more people that you're going to come in, that are going to come into your practice already committed to the care. You want to set up your environment so that you have your nervous system information, your x-ray poster, and your continuum right there. It's also right inside your folder, so they're going to take your office home with them and they're going to see it online. So literally you're immersing them in this entire world. And then it's a very simple conversation, and it's either going to be 2 minutes or 7 minutes based on the extent and the quality of the pre-day 1 education that you're doing in your environment, how many referrals that you're getting, how they're finding out about your practice, how much homework they're doing before they get there. So it's important that CAs, you do your job in directing current patients to the content, directing them to refer their friends to the content, the resources, the information. Doctors, you're doing it wherever you go, inside and out, because then people are coming in already decided. When you get that momentum, you're going to call me up, like many of you have. You're going to call me up one day and say, Plasker, you know what, I thought you were crazy, but wow, I really do have people. They're stopping me in the middle of my report of findings and say, I already got it down. I know what I want. Tell me what it means to me. And that's literally how it's going to go. That's the 2-minute report of findings. So the 2-minute report of findings will go something like this. You know what, Mary, I'm really glad that you feel that way and that you're excited about getting started and taking action on your health. Just as a quick review, I'm glad to hear that you want to grow and age like the tree on the right, not the tree on the left. We're going to make sure that your spine and your nervous system, as you can see in this image, and your brain are healthy, getting the right messages so that the deterioration stops and you transition to a healthier tree with time. I know we talked about it and you've heard about this essential innovation. It's your body's IT system. It's natural IT system. Right now you have interference to it. We want to optimize it. That's going to be the goal of the lifestyle care. Just so you know, and I didn't fill in the empire here, but you'll fill in the empire. Based on your history, your empire, your minimum potential years remaining is about 60 years, 50 years, 30 years, whatever the number is. We want them to be good ones. That's why this transition here is so important. I'm proud of you for making that. I've checked off here when your first subluxations may have occurred. And yes, as you can see, it goes back as far as the birth process for you. That's why you have the deterioration that you didn't expect. It didn't just start to happen just because you felt bad. It happened a long time ago. These are the main areas of subluxation for you, injuries to your spine and nervous system. And if you find things that are related to their spinal tracts or their brain dysfunctions that you want to put here, you can write it in here. It's very valuable if you do, if you're doing that kind of work. We have nervous system, brain information here for those of you that spend time talking about that as well. And then you put in the recommendations and you have some flyers here that you can say, here's some additional information for you. Here's a ticket to 100 healthy years. That's happening on Tuesday night. Here's a gift certificate, a health certificate for somebody that you care about to bring in. If you want to share this with them, we'd love to see them. And then I know that you're into being fit. Well, we're going to take care of the neurology and the structure. You take care of everything else. Together we'll make an incredible team to keep you healthy for the long haul. So any questions about that so far? No? Okay, well, here's what we're going to recommend. Your crisis care is going to be 3 times a week for 8 weeks. The goal is going to be relief and stability. This critical transition will stay once a week for the balance of a year so that your body can change. And then lifestyle care, we'll get to that down the road. And we'll see that the health of the intensity of your lifestyle care will depend on the intensity of your lifestyle. And we'll talk about that down the road. Do you have any questions? No? Okay. Here's what it means financially. You'll fill out the financial forms, download the forms, put in the information that is relevant to your practice. If you're doing re-exams, post x-rays, if you're doing support products, you'll have all of this information in here. If not, you just delete the ones that don't apply to you and just leave the ones that do apply to you. If you're filing insurance, you put their expected insurance payments, their expected patient responsibilities, and you plug in the information related to prepays or budgeted monthly plans, or they can pay per visit. If they do the corrective adjustment plan and they make that critical transition, then you just add in that information here. Everything else is the same. The numbers will be different because you have this critical transition once a week for the balance of a year at whatever your fee is, and you tally up the number, and then they get paid in a couple of different payments. If somebody's going to do that corrective adjustment plan, that chiropractic adjustment plan, then the prepayment, you can put that amount in here. The budgeted monthly plan, it doesn't make sense for people that are doing this to pay as they go. Almost nobody does. People will sometimes choose it if they're just doing crisis care. So you give them their options and let them choose. Now, one thing that is important when it comes to prepayment discounts, and we're going to spend more time on this on another training call next week, but those of you that are going to implement this right away, some of you are giving these massive prepayment discounts because you want to get the prepayment. Don't do that. I do not recommend that. You end up working for free for the next 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or whatever it is, and then you have to go to work selling every day to get paid. Give a reasonable discount for a prepayment. It's more about the convenience and a little bit about savings, making it between 10 and 15, maximum 20%. I recommend 10% or 15% max. Otherwise, let them pay monthly. Why is that important? Is you will establish a cash flow model that supports you over the long haul. The people that just like to write the check or pay in advance to save a little money and like the convenience, you'll get 10 to 20% of the people that will do that, and then the rest will be paying you monthly, which is great because then every month you'll see the kitty grow as your monthly payments in your business starts to climb. And then the prepayments will end up being the bonus checks. So that will help you, I believe, to understand how to position the payment plans as it relates to this. And so I'm going to go back through here for just a minute, and I want to show you some of the different things that we put inside the folder. So again, this is the ticket to 100 healthy years that you see right here. Of course, it looks beautiful. Everything matches. This is the health certificate. I actually had Lisa, she moved it to the top so you can see what that says as well. So that's a gift certificate. And then I would put additional newsletters here and the financial form will also go here. And so this is the presentation that you'll do. That was the short version of the report of findings.